This still happens when you don't know how to respond to a narcissist. Greetings, viewers. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, dedicated to exploring the complexities of narcissism, narcissistic relationships, and the path to healing from them. Let's face it, cutting all ties with narcissistic relationships is not always feasible. Be it family, spouse, or partner, practical reasons make it necessary to endure certain toxic relationships. The workarounds previously discussed, including avoiding deeper conversations, not explaining ourselves, and sticking to trivial topics, may not suffice in every case. Many feel lost when responding to narcissists, to the point where disengaging can backfire and result in stronger reactions, especially with vulnerable narcissistic personalities who experience abandonment anxiety. Furthermore, they may actively provoke you into responding. These individuals aren't interested in authentic and sincere replies. Instead, there's a right answer when dealing with narcissists, one that conveniently suits them. It may be far from the truth. A momentous event from my past resurfaces vividly in my memory, involving a long-gone narcissistic figure. In retrospect, I failed to comprehend the underlying dynamics during that time. This individual epitomized the egocentric archetype, lacking empathy for anything beyond their own self-importance. They exhibited signs of entitlement, a need for control, and selfishness. I recall one instance where I answered their question in good faith, intending to act in my own interest. Unbeknownst to me, my response would trigger a chaotic episode. Despite answering honestly, my answer was misconstrued, and an unrelated party bore witness to it, which left me flummoxed. During that moment, I was merely enjoying a quick outdoor bike with friends, taking advantage of the warm and sunny weather. The narcissistic individual assumed I was working, but my answer shattered their supposed image of my activities. The narcissistic individual immediately lost their composure, causing chaos. Overhearing our call, an acquaintance commented, remarking how my answer of enjoying lunch was the wrong response. In reality, though, it was absolutely authentic. Knowing how to navigate such interactions became my survival strategy. Aligning my responses with their distorted perception of reality proved the only viable option. Subsequently, I learned to assert difficulties or work-related excuses during my dealings with this particular narcissistic figure to avoid such episodes altogether. Objective truth is non-existent in narcissistic relationships. Rather, reality is subjective, defined by the expectations and demands of the narcissistic person. Consequently, this question leads us to reflect on how to manage interactions with narcissistic individuals. Moreover, one may find themselves tongue-tied and unsure how to act. Let us explore this subject in greater depth. First, consider your personal comfort level with the possible responses you may receive from a narcissistic individual. Some may find it emotionally taxing to absorb the narcissistic person's thunderbolts of rage, as it can affect their overall well-being. Meanwhile, others may opt to confront them head-on. Moreover, your emotional detachment from the narcissistic person's manipulative behaviors and gaslighting will signify the breadth of options you can use to respond to them. If unaffected by their attitude, an honest and direct answer may be appropriate. However, expressing your truth may or may not provoke their anger, so genuine indifference is key to speaking your mind. Nevertheless, it is essential to note that many individuals struggle with coping with the narcissistic person's contemptuous and rageful reactions, resulting from the failure to meet their expectations. Consequently, this video primarily caters to this group of people grappling with such intense responses caused by narcissistic individuals. The second point pertains to comprehending the thought process of narcissistic individuals. Each has unique expectations and wants. Some may demand positivity at all times and wish to see others serving their every need, much like my experience with the lunch person. Meanwhile, others may require validation consistently, but only on their terms. And there are also some who never want to hear of problems or obstacles. In any case, if maintaining a relationship with a narcissist, it is essential to determine what they wish to hear. Of course, this is not a genuine connection, but we seem to agree on that. Narcissistic individuals expect a world with only sunshine, or if they will it, rain. They usually dislike hearing about challenging situations and obstacles you may be facing, as it causes inconvenience for them. Consider the number of companies that have ceased to exist due to neglecting to provide bad news to their narcissistic leader. The continual pattern of this practice can be catastrophic for a company in the long run. Most individuals may want to avoid the resulting outbursts and tantrums from the narcissist. To avoid the tantrums and rage of narcissistic persons, step 1 involves discerning their preferred communication style. This is usually evident after spending enough time with them. As I write this, I think of the narcissists I still encounter. One person yearns for me to inquire about their lunch and the restaurant's quality, while the other wants validation for their work despite their health concerns. There's another person who expects me to praise their work ethic as superior to everyone else's. Another expects gratitude, even in the absence of any support offered. The list goes on. In these types of relationships, you must conform to their narrow worldview and tailor your responses accordingly. It's not a matter of desiring a close connection with these individuals, but more a matter of keeping the peace. It's essential to understand their preferences and have a quick reference guide on your phone if necessary, but it's not reasonable to expect any depth in these relationships. The third point to consider is the significance of the matter at hand when crafting your response. There may be times when they ask a question, and you genuinely cannot provide the answer they seek, leaving you with an uncomfortable but honest response. For instance, you may have to say, "No, I cannot fix that," or "No, I cannot be present," despite their lunch story. In such cases, adequate preparation is crucial. When delivering unwelcome news, avoid lengthy introductions, like "I know this is going to be hard," or "I understand how busy you are, but it will work out." Instead, get to the point quickly. Rip off the Band-Aid expeditiously. They are likely to get upset regardless, and if you appear overly anxious at the start, their fury may intensify. So, if you must respond with news they do not want to hear, it's important to do it efficiently and quickly. A fourth strategy to consider when uncertain about your response is to take a moment to reflect. It's not always necessary to respond immediately. Allow yourself a minute to think it through and examine potential scenarios in your head. You may contemplate the potential outcomes of saying certain things, such as, "If I say this, they might gaslight me. If I say that, they're going to fly into a rage." Weigh the options and decide whether or not to tell the truth, realizing it may backfire. Running through possible scenarios before reacting is essential, even though they may still react angrily and accuse you of being too hesitant. But fifth, and above all, acknowledge that there is no winning with a narcissistic individual. There is no one-size-fits-all response. Trying to comprehend their confusing behavior and mental processes, calculate possible outcomes, and assess their reactions can be emotionally draining. Your tolerance for manipulation, gaslighting, and anger may vary daily. This kind of relationship demands continual mental calculation. When in doubt, the focus is more on assessing your readiness to confront their reaction. It's challenging to maintain a meaningful relationship when unable to be authentic and true to yourself in your responses. Continuously having to navigate their sensitivities and vulnerabilities is not a healthy dynamic, it's an explosive minefield. Attempting to determine how to respond to them can be discouraging because it appears that no matter what action is taken, it won't lead to a positive outcome. At times, it might seem simpler to disclose the honest truth and deal with their fury. Nevertheless, formulating a response can be perplexing, as you must consider how much information to divulge versus how much you should protect yourself. Frequently, no definitive solution exists, and acknowledging this can make the process somewhat easier. In minor conversations, you can offer the desired response if you comprehend what they want to hear and continue with your day. Once again, thank you.
Hello everybody, thank you for watching this video. I hope you all can understand all of our explanation in this video, and I hope your life will be even better. Don't forget to continue to support this channel by clicking, liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. Okay, see you in our next video. Bye bye.